Howdy folks, Big Mike here, your trusty guide on a grand adventure down America's most iconic highway, Route 66. Chock full of history, memories, and good old-fashioned fun.
It's road trip time!
Our final destination is a place that's, well, let's just say it's out of this world. Now let's get this show on the road. Well, here we go for our first stop. Welcome to Cuba, Missouri. And this is the Wagon Wheel Motel, one of the oldest motels on the route. Pretty cool, folks. You gotta love it. It's a great place to spend the night. Just really, really cool. Check out this. They got the wild, wild neon here. Look at that bad boy there, the Wagon Wheel Motel. Definitely a classic, and I just want to give you a heads up here. I'm not giving directions. I'm showing you places. You got those brand new digital devices to tell you where everything is. So Big Mike will tell you about it, but you're going to have to find it on your own that way. Now, let me tell you about something here, guys. Now, Big Mike, I know my food. And Missouri Hicks Barbecue, mama, they got some barbecue there. I had some of their barbecue. I'll tell you what, that brisket was downright delicious. So you definitely got to stop in here. You got to plan. If you're in Cuba, Missouri, you got to plan to go ahead and eat here, because let's just say I had to lick all the fingers off, all the sauce off my fingers, and I think I licked the napkin a couple times. It was so dang good. But that's just what you get. You know, you're in Missouri. They know how to make some barbecue here. I got to tell you that. And this is just a cool old place on the Mother Road. So don't forget that. Missouri Hicks Barbecue. Yeehaw! It's road trip time. Here we go, cruising down Route 66, baby. We're on triple speed, so hang on to your hats, because we're flying now. All right. We are going to a very special place. We are going to Paris Springs, Missouri, home of the Gay Parita Sinclair Station. It is an awesome place, and you are going to love it. So hang on, folks. We're almost there. Here we go. Coming in for a pit stop. Ah! Okay, we're there. All right. Hey, what do you call the chicken that didn't make it across the road? Dinner, baby. Chicken dinner. Roadkill. Now, after you wipe the tears from laughing, it's time to pull over at a place that's pure Route 66 magic. Gary's Gay Parita Sinclair Station, right here in Paris Springs, Missouri. Now, don't let the name confuse you. Gay Parita ain't no party drink or fancy neon bar. Gay was the name of Fred Mason's wife. Back in the 1930s, he named the original station after her. That's love, old school style. The place served gas, oil, and a good bit of front porch wisdom till it burned down in the 50s. But like any good Route 66 story, it didn't end there. Along comes Gary Turner decades later, a man with a dream, a grin, and probably a cold soda in his hand. He rebuilt the station just like it looked back in the day, complete with a green Sinclair dinosaur and more trusty rusty treasures than a barn sale in July. And Gary, he was the real deal, the kind of fellow who welcomed you with a handshake, a joke, and maybe a free moon pie if you were lucky. Folks came from all over the world. He treated every one of them like kin. These days, his daughter and son-in-law keep the tradition rolling. They still got old pumps, signs, and a spirit that make this place famous. It ain't just a stop. It's a time capsule with a whole lot of heart. So if you're cruising through the Missouri and blink, you'll miss it. But pull over and you'll be glad you did. Because here at the Gay Parita, the past ain't gone. It's just out front, smiling and waiting on the next traveler to stop and stay a while. We're rolling into Joplin, Missouri, still following that two-lane legend called Route 66, where you don't just drive through history, you live it. First thing that caught my eye downtown was a mural with a red Corvette bursting right out of the wall like it was racing into the future, forgot to hit the brakes. I stuck my best pose leaning on the hood pose, you know, the one the wife says, "You're such a ham." I told her, "Now, darling, I ain't no ham. I'm a slow-cooked brisket with a side of slaw smothered in extra barbecue sauce." She just rolled her eyes and took the photo anyway. Then just outside of town, we pulled this place called Spencer's Car Company. Kind of a cross between a junkyard and a time machine. Rusty tail fins, busted up bumpers, and more memories than a family photo album after a storm. And then it happened. Sitting right there in the grass like royalty was a Buick 8. That old girl looked like she was dreaming of the day the gas was 19 cents and the AM radio played real music. Big body, smooth lines, chrome that says, I may be parked, but I ain't done. And then I spotted something downright strange. Cart looks like it missed the turn for Earth and landed here by mistake. I mean, this thing had futuristic panels, wide angles, and more attitude than a rooster in a henhouse. Turns out it was one of the screen-used cars from the 1992 sci-fi flick Freejack. Now, if you ain't seen it, you probably didn't. It stars Mick Jagger, some kind of bounty hunter from the future, chasing down Emilio Estevez, who's driving like he rents due and the bridge is out. The movie's got weird tech, corporate body snatching, and a whole lot of scenes where cars like this one are flying through half-built cities like it's a demolition derby in outer space. This car looks like it's welded up spaceship from a redneck dream. Part go-kart, part coffin, and part lawnmower ornament from another planet. I stood there looking at it and said, now, I ain't sure if this thing runs on gas, electricity, or bad decisions, but I respect it. And here it sits, right off Route 66. Proof that even the strangest piece of movie magic could find their way home. Just outside of Hazel Green, Missouri, right off Route 66, you'll find two old stone buildings, one on each side of the highway, hanging onto the road like it still owes them a favor. On one side is the Gasazark Cafe, now overgrown and sitting in silence. Roof's seen better days, but that stonework's still holding strong like it's got stories it ain't done telling. You can picture it back in its prime, slinging hot meals to travelers rolling through with dust on the bumper and miles to go. I didn't poke around, just stood on the shoulder and let the view do the talking. No need to cross the line. Respect is part of the road. And across the way, that's the Gasazark store, built in the same solid stone with weathered signs still hanging in the windows. There's no porch, no fancy trim, just a sturdy old building that looks like it might open every now and then, maybe for locals or maybe just for the memory's sake. These two spots facing each other from across the highway are like a snapshot of what Route 66 used to be. Now, if you're cruising 66 through Missouri near Hazel Green, don't blink, because the Gasconade River Bridge ain't sitting right on the road no more. You gotta turn off the main drag and go hunting for it like it's a rusty treasure hid behind a patch of woods and memories. Folks call it the Gasazark Bridge. That's because it crosses the Gasconade River and sits square in the Ozarks, built between 1922 and 1924. Then we roll into Carthage, Missouri, and right off the bat we're greeted by a sharp-looking vintage police car posted out front of a place that just oozes Route 66 charm, Boots Court. That cruiser's polished and ready, sitting like it's on patrol, watching traffic and keeping the peace. I slowed down just out of habit, figured if I looked at it wrong it might citation me for smiling too big. And beyond that, the classic cop car sits one of the best preserved pieces of Mother Road magic you'll ever see. Boots Court, built in 1939 and still shining like it's a freshly waxed tail fin. They've brought it back to life from original charm. Neon lights, Art Deco trim, curved corners. It's like the past pulled itself together and said, I'm ready for visitors again. Word is, Clark Gable laid his head there once upon a time. And I gotta say, I don't blame him. The place has got that old school feel, where the air's quiet, the lights grow soft, and the road don't seem so long. And if you're cruising through Carthage, don't pull over at the Boots Court, well, that ought to be a misdemeanor. Now here we are in Aila, Missouri. Check out that old building. That's definitely been around since the U.S. Highway 66, no doubt about it. What a cool place. Now there's Lottie's Soda Shop. They serve full meals. They got candy, ice cream. They got it all. It's a Big Mike place to go eat. All right, partner, let's mosey on over to Springfield, Missouri, the birthplace of Route 66. This here town's got a heap of history, and it all started with Cyrus Avery, real go-getter who pushed for our national highway system back in the 1820s. He's the reason we got Route 66 running through the heart of America, connecting folks from Chicago to Tulsa to all the way to Santa Monica. Now, Springfield ain't just about history. It's got a whole mess of Route 66 attractions that'll make you holler, Yeehaw! Now, the birthplace of Route 66 Roadside Park, you'll find a big old Route 66 shield sign and a replica of the iconic Red's giant Hamburg sign. basically, the funny thing is that the sign was too big. He had to cut off the ER from the hamburger. They also have the Route 66 Car Museum. This place is a gearhead's paradise packed full of classic cars, hot rods, and other automotive treasures. You've got the College Street Cafe. Belly up to the counter and order yourself a slice of homemade pie. It's so good it'll make you want to kiss your grandma. And they got Junker Joe's Recycling Museum. Don't let the name fool you. This place ain't just a junkyard. It's got a whole museum that is just full of fun and funky stuff and memorabilia. And it's a sight to see. You can even find Tow Mater's brother there. And then you got hubcaps on Route 66. Now this here is something special. It's a giant Route 66 emblem made out of hundreds of shiny hubcaps. It's a real work of art and a great place to snap a photo. This is your one-stop shop for all things Route 66. Get maps, brochures, souvenirs, and advice from the friendly folks who know the Mother Road like the back of their hand. And then don't forget the Railhaven Motel. The vintage motel is a Route 66 icon with neon signs, retro rooms, and a whole lot of charm. And then, of course, you've got the Rockwood Motor Court. Step back in time in this historic motor court where you can stay in a cozy cabin and soak up the atmosphere of Route 66's golden age. And that ain't all. Springfield's got plenty more to offer with quirky roadside attractions to delicious diners and barbecue joints. So if you're looking for a real Route 66 experience, this is the place to be. Yeehaw! And folks, you remember at the start of our Route 66 journey, I promised you we'd end up somewhere out of this world? Well, buckle up, Buttercup. Welcome to Uranus. Well, the Uranus Fudge Factory and General Store, that is. Now, this ain't your grandma's fudge shop. We're talking flavors so wild they make your taste buds do the two-step. They've got everything from atomic praline to chocolate chaos, but don't ask me what's in them, folks. Some things are better left a mystery, kind of like why they built a fudge factory on a planet named after a gas giant. But hey, when in Uranus, right? Gotta embrace the weirdness. Speaking of weird, did you hear about the astronaut who stepped in his chewing gum? He got stuck in orbit. Get it? Orbit? Alright, tough crowd. Now, this factory ain't just about fudge. They've got a whole world of Uranus-themed goods, t-shirts, mugs, and even air fresheners. And the adventurous eaters out there, they've got pickled Uranus eggs. Not for the faint of heart, folks, but definitely a conversation starter. But enough about the fudge. Let's talk about the factory itself. It's a sight to behold. All shiny chrome and fashion lights. Feels like you stepped into a sci-fi movie. I wouldn't be surprised if a UFO landed on the roof. And speaking of aliens, did you hear about the alien who couldn't stop farting? He had too much gas in his Uranus. Okay, I'll stop with the Uranus joke. But seriously, folks, this place is a gas. So there you have it, folks. The Uranus Fudge Factory, a true gem on Route 66. It's quirky, it's fun, and it's got the best darn fudge in the galaxy. So come on down and see for yourself. But leave your spaceship at home. We got plenty of parking for your good old Earth cars. See ya.